We're here for episode 5.
The treasure of Hillhurst.
Yeah, that's right.
The treasure of Hillhurst.
I don't write that
Mansion.
down because they need to make shorter titles.
2 guys who got an order to deliver an arcade cabinet to a cemetery and went, that's not weird.
Yeah. Well, no, one guy went, are you sure this is where we're supposed to take it? And the other guy's like, yes. He knocks on the coffin because the order
He's
said
committed
to knock on the
The guy's like,
on a
what are you
specific
doing? And he
coffin.
goes, my fucking job.
We get the best lines, I think, so far
Oh,
in the whole
yeah.
series. Noxic, or
It's-
Dreadlockamus, whatever his name.
Pipe Marley.
Pipe Marley, right? He pops up out of one of the tombstones and looks right at Dave and is like, oh, great, my order came in. Dave insists, no, you haven't paid yet. You don't get this until I get paid. He's looking at the face of a comic book villain monster.
Popping up out of a gravestone.
Popping out of a
Deadpan.
foggy gravestone in the middle of the night and goes, no, bitch, you didn't pay yet.
Yeah.
Noxic gets right in his face and goes, you're late. And he immediately retorts, you're ugly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're late. You're ugly and you're fucking stupid. No one.
Yeah.
You have no friends. Kill yourself.
And then he attempted vehemently to intimidate Dave and the other guy.
Yeah, he said, I will make your life a awful, scary nightmare.
Yeah, and he's like,
To which he goes, if I just give this to you, my supervisor will make my life an awful, scary nightmare.
and no one has said a line more real in this show yet.
Yes, it was perfect. Noxic goes back down into their hellscape.
Explains we need money.
Yeah. And
What the fuck is
So,
money?
Naturally.
none of them understand this, and they don't. The big bad's not there.
He's
For some
been
reason.
taking a fucking nap the past
Yeah.
4
Apparently
episodes.
Yeah, he's okay with delegating and not micromanaging. his
Which I'm fine
hyper
with.
brains employees.
It gives more impact when he shows up at least.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
for
true.
sure. Yeah,
So.
not seeing the big bad every episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
helps.
with Thundercats, you're like, all right, so why doesn't Mumra just fucking take care of all this shit himself?
The monsters decide that they need to start stealing from the humans.
Yeah, so
And
they
that's how they're
start
gonna
a
take care of
it.
multi-level management scheme.
We flash back into
Hillhurst.
and Flabber is shooing away a tarantula. It scurries over to one of the trap doors, and Count Fangula pops out and picks it up, and it's his friend. And Count Fangula gets his pet tarantula back, and we find out Flabber's got the cold.
Sick.
He plugs his nose,
Blows up.
and he blows up.
He get big boy.
He
inflates.
scales up to
he triples in size to where his head bumps the ceiling.
You all look like ants down there.
Yeah. And the kid,
Typical ant boys.
and then he blows his nose
Whack.
and deflates like a balloon, which is like the 3rd balloon antic he's had, which
Yep.
I dig. I'm okay with it. This is like his 2nd Airheads commercial. He goes to blow his nose. I think Drew looks at it and goes, no, wait, what's
Joe-
that? Like, there's something on, or Joe.
Joe
the
does.
girl. Yeah,
Joe's like,
the
wait,
sister.
I think that's a treasure map.
He's using it to, cover his sneezes. We think that he's about to just straight up crush Flabber's nose or something.
It looks like he's straight up is just about to just crack.
Well, and he makes a hand gesture like a forced choke.
Yeah.
And it's violent. Like he just
Yeah.
reacts so quickly and violently, and
And I
it
know
looks
it's
like he's
supposed to
about
be
to.
concentration, but it looks like hate and malice.
It looks like he's about to kill Flabber.
They find out that this is a treasure map, and they start looking at it, and as soon as they start to say that it's a treasure map, and that it's somewhere in Hillhurst, Count Fangula pops out of the fucking chimney,
Yeah.
and is like, somebody said treasure map?
No, I said pleasure.
Mums pops out from behind. We've been looking for this map since old man Hillhurst died and left it here. And so we actually get backstory for the mansion.
I want a whole.
Yeah.
I doubt it'll happen.
I want
but
a
whole-
flashback episode.
Yeah, we get Mum. Mum steals the map, and Roland immediately he runs around Mums and unravels him. The last time Mums unraveled himself, he was the Grim fucking Reaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he unravels and falls to pieces. We go to the comic shop, and they blatantly talking about this treasure map. For some reason, the 2 shit dicks that think that they're idiots, they constantly talk about Joe, Drew, and Roland like they're idiots.
Yep.
But they believe them when they're talking about a treasure map.
Every time.
Yeah.
Why? Why would
Because
that be?
they're stupid.
I know they're
Joe
As-
literally calls
Yep.
him mentally challenged.
She does.
Yeah.
One of the stupid kids goes, were you talking about us?
Yeah, because they mentioned a lot of money.
Yeah, they mentioned money, and they're like, oh, you're talking about us. And Joe goes, if we were talking about you, you would have heard mentally challenged. Drew, and Roland turn around to walk away, like the idiots that they are. They've got the map sticking out of one of their backpacks. I think it's Drew's.
Literally
Dora
sticking out of the
keeps a
pocket
better
like the
track
map
of her
from
map.
fucking Dora.
It's hanging out like the map from Dora. They walk outside the store, and he looks over to his idiot friend, and he pulls out the map.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Oh,
Must be the money.
Hey, must be the money.
Then we cut
Then
to
we
the
cut to Noxic.
they're mugging some dude.
outside of an alley
They're-
with
yeah, they're
3
straight
garbage
up.
cans."
They're mugging a guy.
They
Yeah,
tear
they-
his pants off
They sexually assault and mug him.
because apparently pants equal money.
Noxic
Pleb.
sucks at mugging people. Mugs the dude with the baggy pants and a retainer in his
They're
pocket.
genuinely just petty criminals.
Yeah.
But they're shit at it. He knows that they're trying to find treasure. So he decides that he's going to
Go and look for the treasure. at
he's going to
Hillhurst.
go look for
Well,
the treasure.
oh yeah, and by the way, they have new fashion now. They all got updated looks.
Yeah.
It
All
looks
the
really
villains.
cool.
Jara, Noxic, and Typhus.
Typhus back at Hillhurst.
Yep.
They dump out their backpacks to try
And
and
then-
find it.
For no
No
fucking reason. we
Cannon
get
machine.
Yeah, Green Cannon Machine. We get the monster of the week who comes out in pieces.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
comic
like
is closed and it just kind of like opens, like creaks open a little bit, and he
Yeah.
comes out in like a bunch of pieces and
2D
Megazords
parts.
himself.
Yeah.
They float up, these JPEGs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
floating around.
the kids notice.
Yeah.
They're
they're
like,
what the fuck? Like,
what? And he
Uh-huh.
just
Yeah.
forms and turns around and he's like, I'll get you, Beetleborgs.
And
that was actually pretty spot on.
yeah. and they look at him.
Yeah,
the green-
yeah. Roland goes,
green
"That's the
cannon-
Green Cannon Machine. He's
fires-
practically impossible
yeah,
in the."
he fires indestructible missiles, and he's almost impossible to destroy.
Yeah.
And now,
He's nearly indestructible.
last episode,
Felt like it.
we got Scare Bear.
Uh-huh.
Scare Bear?
Yeah.
Terror
no,
Bear.
Terror Bear.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Terror
Yeah.
Bear. Terror Bear is not a bad name
Terror Bear's
for
not.
a bear villain that is
Yeah.
Terror
meant
Bear
to scare
d-
people.
I-
He sucked at his job, but he was meant
Yeah.
to scare people. Green Cannon Machine
That
is
sounds
a name,
lazy.
That is the name of a product.
It was
not a character. Green Cannon Machine pops out. Not a bad design.
He looks threatening.
He's got some missile launchers mounted
on his shoulders.
Yes.
Action is starting. We've got shit
Yep.
now.
We cut to the rich kids sitting in the back of their car. Step on it, you hurry up, and car just starts all over the.
Now,
all over
the natural
the place.
assumption would be that their driver,
driver
finally
took
had
them
enough,
serious. Yeah.
like, of their shit.
He's
He's
just
like,
like-
fine. You want me to step on it, motherfuckers? Here we go.
His name is Dudley. We're sitting here thinking Dudley's like, all right, little shits, I've had enough. I'm taking
Yeah.
taking myself out, and you're going down with me.
The limo pulls over, and the little privacy window goes
dun,
down to the
dun,
driver.
dun. And
Nick-
it's Jara.
Nick's immediate reaction is, "It's Flabber." Without question, they give
Yep.
her the map and immediately start screaming, and either they run out of the car or she runs out of the car.
The
Yeah.
kids have transformed,
episode.
and they're going
kids-
after...
They nonchalantly, with no energy, Drew goes, "If we want to stop him, we need to turn into the Beetleborgs."
Which technically the scene took place before the cutaway because I have...
Oh, right, you're right. Yeah,
I
they
have
transform
something.
before we go
But-
to the...
Yeah, he's like,
Um,
well, I guess we better turn into the Beetleborg.
So, I wrote down a footage change.
we haven't had a whole lot of Japanese footage, and now they're switching
Oh,
to my favorite
it is
template
for sure.
because
Japanese
But
footage.
before we get to Nick's favorite footage
I
gap,
love it.
they do the transformation sequence, as we've said, is in comic book panels. But they stay in comic book
they
panels.
extended it for the whole
Yeah.
chase, and
Stuff.
this cinematography is pretty rad.
It's actually
yeah,
decent.
it's solid. And it's Toei,
hmm
not Saban, that did the cinematography.
Okay, that makes a lot
because
of
it's
sense.
the Japanese footage, but it's edited by someone at Saban
Yeah.
in a solid
They did
way.
it well.
Well, they're on like a bridge or an
I think it's
overpass.
going-
overpass. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And,
And-
there's this big Japanese street sign on
It's
the
just
side of
a
it, and you're like,
giant
ah, shit.
Japanese writing.
Full of kanji.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love it. It's beautiful.
No, it's great. It's great. It's
Uh-huh.
like it doesn't make the show bad. It gives it character. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I had fun.
Noxic is standing on a crane, like a
Uh-huh.
construction crane. Aha!
Yeah, that cut
Give
was
me
pretty
the
funny.
treasure map.
It just
Yeah.
cuts and he's standing on top of the crane. He's like, what the fuck?
Apparently, he summoned Green Cannon Machine to get the treasure map from the Beetleborgs.
They summoned the Magnivore jets.
The Magnivore jets get ripped out of the comics.
Oh, and the kids, they went into their vehicles.
They summoned the AVs.
The AVs.
And then they went through town to chase this guy.
The mechs
Mm-hmm.
attack a human-sized monster.
Before this, they show a whole bunch of the missiles like hitting around them, and it's turning everything into a hellscape.
They made like an arena of fire and
Yeah,
fog
it's
or
like
smoke.
that one Mortal Kombat stage that you just fight a certain way, you drop your opponents down, all of a sudden you're Scorpion fighting your opponent in hell.
Yeah,
Like you got needles around you. That's what they turned it into.
yeah. And they're kicking
It's
this
hardcore.
guy's ass.
They're beating
They
the
are.
shit
With
out of him.
well, they
They're
hit him a
using-
few times each with the
Yeah.
vehicles.
Well, and then they use their signature weapons.
Yeah, they jump out
Yeah.
and they call out their weapons.
Yeah,
in
the-
typical
The
like
sword.
Sentai Tokusatsu matter.
He splits back into his pieces and just goes back into a comic book.
Yeah, but he flies through the comic shop while there's a whole bunch of people in
Yeah.
there who all
There's-
see his pieces
Yeah,
fly
There's
in.
a dad who's like, "Hey, how about this one?" And the kid's like, "Nah, that's boring." And then all of the parts fly into this random comic.
While he's holding it.
and then he's like, "Oh no, I totally want that."
Well, actually,
Yeah.
he takes it and he walks off. His dad, like, has a fucking
faints.
heart attack.
His dad just
He
had an
passes the
aneurysm.
fuck out.
Yeah, he passes out, dude.
Noxic's plan has so far failed. He decides
Yeah.
to just go to Hillhurst himself and fucking
Right.
find the treasure.
You know, the thing that you would have thought they would have been doing in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes up and he knocks on the front door and he's like, "Let me in." Flabber opens dressed as a nurse.
Stupid, sexy nurse.
Noxic just fucking buys this. He's just like, oh, okay, sorry, and walks
No,
away.
he turns around and he goes, "Maybe we should try the back door."
All the monsters come out.
We have Frankenbean, the mummy dude, and the vampire dude.
The villains run off and drop the map. The next scene is Joe, Frankenbean,
Oh yeah, fighting over the
tug-of-warring
map.
over the map because they're the two strongest characters in the room.
To which, like idiots, they rip the map in half.
They both act like, it's over. We can't do anything with half a map. To which Mums replies, why can't we? Frankenbean uses half a brain. Which
Make
Frankenbean,
fun of the mentally challenged again.
they're going to split the treasure 7 goddamn ways. Flabber is siding with,
With
the
the
kids.
kids.
They walk into this secret room. Joe goes, well, this doesn't make sense. It must be some kind of riddle.
You have to pick
You have to pick
right
yeah,
one.
you-
Ooh.
Because there are two chests, one
And
on the
they're right
left,
next
one
to
on the right.
So you pick the one on the right.
They picked the
And
one on the
like,
left.
to be fair, Frankenbean points.
He
and
points
then
to the right one.
He
It's
points
the
to
only direction he knows.
The right one.
And then Drew, like the
Drew
little
goes-
asshole that he is, he goes, "So we picked the other one then."
Yeah.